They're ready and they're racing. Now, Active Supremacy Region dropped out to the rear. Sovereign Hero Lapsang among the early leaders with Tengahari in the strand. Here's the first one coming up, and they're over it safely and heading to the second of the double now, and they're only going along at a canter. And Tengahari's in front with Lapsang as they drew to it. Lapsang landed just in front of Tengahari. They all jumped it slowly and safely, climbing the hill now. And the leader Lapsang about 3 parts of a length to Tengahari in second placing, 2 to Lazy River. Roger and Out has moved up now to be third on the outside. From in the strand out deep, Sovereign Hero. Then came Armadin. Region is next, and then Kanahai. And getting up to the top of the hill now, Active Supremacy last. Here's the double on top of the hill. Lapsang in front, a length from Tengahari. Jumped it well, about a length away Roger and Out. Followed on the inside by Lazy River to the second of the double at the 1200, and Lapsang's over it safely, and they've all jumped it well. Lapsang just in front of Tengahari and Roger and Out the outside, and they're a couple of lengths in front of In the Strand and Lazy River. A length Sovereign Hero coming down the hill. They were followed by Active Supremacy next, and then Kanahai the outside. From Armadin, and last is Region. They're heading down to the 1000 now and about to go into the dip, and they'll approach another double. The leader Lapsang, 2 lengths in front of Roger and Out, 2 lengths to In the Strand and a half Tengahari. They've put on a little bit of pace. They've got away about 4 or 5 lengths to Sovereign Hero, Lazy River, and Active Supremacy coming to the first of this double. Then came Armadin on the outside as they go over it safely. Armadin hit it pretty hard, but he got over it all right. And Lapsang leads to the second of the double now, near the 800, about 2 lengths to Roger and Out as he goes over it. On the outside is In the Strand. On the rails then came the top weight Tengahari from Sovereign Hero, and they were followed a little bit further back by Lazy River and Active Supremacy, and back behind them is Region and Kanahai, and Sovereign Hero slipped on the turn into the straight, and last of the lot is Armadin. Here they go over the first of the 6 in the lane now, and Lapsang just the leader, a half length to Roger and Out. They come to the second now. Lapsang on the outside, Roger and Out went to the inside of him with Tengahari. They're almost together, and Lazy River just behind them. In the Strands pulling rather hard on the outside of Active Supremacy, Sovereign Hero, Region, and then Kanahai back behind them as they went over that one, and Armadin is last. They're all on their feet as they come along towards the 4th in the lane, and as they went over that one now, we saw In the Strand go up and join Lapsang, about 2 lengths Tengahari. Active Supremacy is third, 2 lengths to Roger and Out, Lazy River the rails, 3 to Sovereign Hero. Here's the last in the lane now. In the Strand led Lapsang about a half length, a length and a half Active Supremacy, 1 away Tengahari, and a length and a half Roger and Out, 2 to Lazy River, 2 or 3 to Region, getting a bit closer from Sovereign Hero, and they're followed by Kanahai, and last as they went out of the straight now with 2,000 metres to go was still Armadin. The leader Lapsang again, from on the outside In the Strand. 1 to Tengahari, he's pulling a little bit. On the outside, Active Supremacy, a length to Roger and Out, who's racing 3 deep now. Then Lazy River and Region getting closer. Then Sovereign Hero as they head to the back once more. Armadin the outside, on the rails Kanahai, and there's only 6 lengths covering them now. As they head to the steeplechase track again, they're bunching right up. Tengahari's got up on the fence and has actually gone up and joined Lapsang. Roger and Out dropped out sharply to second last in the pack field. Back where they started, over this double, Lapsang in front of Tengahari still. There's one lost its rider back in the field there, and that was Active Supremacy. The boy's all right, he's on his feet. Tengahari just the leader over the second of the double. Going with him, Lazy River, who's got up on the fence from Lapsang, and they're 3 or 4 lengths to Sovereign Hero. In the Strand next, Region getting closer, and Kanahai going up on the rails. Roger and Out's last of the main bunch, and Armadin is last of all. 1,400 metres out, Lapsang again in front of Tengahari, about a half length. Here's the double on top of the hill. Lapsang the leader from Tengahari, a half length. Tengahari out-jumped him at it. On the inside of them, Lazy River is still there to the second of the double. Lapsang again in front on the flat. Landed a length in front of Tengahari. They were followed 2 lengths. Lazy River is now under the whip from In the Strand, Sovereign Hero. Roger and Out going, making up a little bit of ground again from Kanahai, and Region has lost ground. Armadin tailed off. They come down the hill, 1,000 to go. Lapsang a length and a half to the top weight, Tengahari. In third placing on the outside now, Roger and Out's found a new lease of life. Then came In the Strand, Sovereign Hero. The leader Lapsang as they come up to the double near the 800. Tengahari tackling him. Roger and Out a length behind them as they go to the first of the double. They were followed about 2 lengths further back In the Strand, and then Lazy River, the second of the double. Almost 3 in line. Lapsang, Tengahari, Roger and Out. Not a lot between them as they went over it, and they've got clear of In the Strand. The leaders, Lapsang, Tingahari and Roger and out. A 3-horse war coming to the corner. They've got 2 to jump, 5 lengths to win the Strand. Sovereign Hero. Roger and out lost ground on the corner, going wide. Lapsang just in front of Tingahari. Here's the second last. Lapsang led over at about 1.5 lengths. Tingahari 2 to Roger and out. Down to the last, Lapsang, 1.5 lengths to the top weight. Tingahari's out after in the jumping over. Roger and out, knuckled at it and a gap to the Sovereign Hero. Onto the course proper, Lapsang still in front. Tingahari trying hard to get to him clear of Roger and out. It's Lapsang 1.5 lengths. Tingahari's holding him at the moment. Roger and out making another effort. Lapsang very tired, just in front. Tingahari, Roger and out closing, but Lapsang's going to win. Lapsang's won the Australian steeple from Tingahari, 3/4 of a length away third, Roger and out. A mighty race between that 3. Further back in the field, then behind those horses was Kanahai. It was followed by Region and also Sovereign Hero, and further back is In the Strand, and the Lazy River would be the last to finish. Official placings for the Australian steeplechase. Number 5, Lapsang, ridden by L. Poltridge, was first. Second placing to number 1, Tingahari, Peter Laney. And third, number 3, Roger and out, ridden by H. O'Sullivan. 5, 1 and 3 are the official placings. Now the 6th event on the program, you can take out 2 Seager, 10 Chestnut King and 11 Forger Man. The rider for 16 Fulfilment is P. Gotchling. And race 7, take out number 5, Into Win.
Spear stands up well, race out on the outside. Lonely Knights drawn towards the centre. Sir Ali's okay now. All set, lights are on, ready to jump, they're racing. Phoenix Empress came out smartly near the inside. Vain Valentino got the best of it. Lonely Knights drifting back in the early part. Vain Valentino leads Shah Gold in the early stages. They link up with the course proper. Sir Ali moving up, and Red Extra, Nederlands and Dream Splendor all showing plenty of dash from out wide. The name is next on the outside of Silver Magnum. Midfield on the rails, Wonder Gallery Man, and Ray's Sailor's out a little bit deep. Foolish Beat next on the inside, then My Halley Star. Royal Sphere back in the field on the outside of Phoenix Empress, who's drifted back the second last. Lonely Knights is last. Not a great deal of speed on, and they're tightly packed, only 8 lengths covering the field. Vain Valentino's the leader. 1,000 metres to go. Vain Valentino just in front of Red Extra, who's pulling his way up to go to the front on the outside. In third place is Bename racing outside of Nederlands, then Dream Splendor and Silver Magnum together. Sir Ali is 3 deep at the moment, then Shah Gold, Foolish Beat on the inside. Wonder Gallery Man, and then Royal Sphere in the middle. Ray Sale giving them a long start. She's well back. She's about third last on the outside of My Halley Star. Then Lonely Knights, and Phoenix Emperor is last. They're still tightly packed. Short of 600 metres to go. Red Extra, the outside, is just in front. Taken on now by Bename, and booting up it on the inside is Vain Valentino. Sir Ali going forward. Gallery Man's going forward, and Ray Sale right around the field with a big burst. Into the straight now, and Ray Sale, she's about 10 wide, but she's moved up to join them. Bename just in front. Royal Sphere's got a split in the middle. Gallery Man, Ray Sale on the outside, and Lonely Knights is starting to make up ground. 150 metres to go. Royal Sphere dashed away. He's 2 in front. Ray Sale is feeling the pinch. Lonely Knights into second place, and then Gallery Man, but Royal Sphere's home. Royal Sphere 2 in front of Lonely Knights as they hit the wire, and Royal Sphere has beaten Lonely Knights. Gallery Man or Silver Magnum in a photo for third. Then My Halley Star, Ray Sale stopped in the straight. Bename, Phoenix Empress further back.
Missing it pretty
Racing
badly.
Adelaide race 4, he's Peter
It would
Smith.
have been 2 or 3 lengths behind them when it got going. Vain Mindy was a bit slow. The favourite Nura's away pretty well on the inside. It's going to lead early from Telbin, Miss Imperial Walk. Nadine was away pretty well to be in a forward position. Back on the inside, then Zamata was about 5th. In the centre, Southern Sunset. God's Girls Trap 3 wide. A couple of lengths away into Proud Lure with Indian Feather on its outside. Then 2 lengths away, Rum Cutter at the 1200. At about 3 lengths to the 2, they were a little slow. Vain Mindy, and going past it now was Myalura. They make the run onto the side of the course now with just over 1,000 to run, and it's Nura on the inside, about a half a length clear from Nadeem, moving up second. Back on the rails, Imperial Walk's getting a nice run. Outside next then would have been Telbon, Miss a length further back in the field then to God's Girls, never been on the track. In the centre, Southern Sunset from Zamata, back on the rails, a length further back, Indian Feather. Proudlure was next on the inside. Rum Cutters under the whip, third last. Second last, Vain Mindy, and dropping back to the tail mile was Mayalura. They're on the home bend now with about 600 metres to run, and the favourite's been in front from the outset, Nura, and it kicked away to lead by 2 or 3 lengths now to Telbon, Miss Imperial Walk, both ridden along. They're 2 lengths clear of Nadim under pressure now. God's Girl further back in the field from Indian Feathers, Amada. Southern Sunset, Proud Lil's on the outside, but they're all a long way off the lead. Well back, Vain Mindy into the straight, though. Nura kept going. 2 or 3 lengths clear from Telbon, Miss Imperial Walk. Indian Feathers making up some ground from Proud Lil down the outside, but Nura just kept going. It leads by 2 or 3 lengths. Telbon Miss running about a little bit. Indian Feathers getting into third placing now, but the favourite Nura is going to be too good, and a good performance to lead all the way. Nura by 2.5 lengths. Telbon Miss 3 lengths away, getting up for third. Indian Feather in advance of Imperial Walk. Every chance from Proud Lil. Vain Mindy's made up some ground in the run home. It's beaten half the field home, including Zamada Nadim, God's Girl, Rum Cutter, Mayalura, and Southern Sunset has finished at the tail.
Clear-cut win to the top weight there. Nura 1, 7 and 5. Race 4, Morfettville. Nura first, Telbon Miss second, and Indian Feather third.
2400, the trip, stand by for the jump. Stand well, and they're off and racing this time to a good line. Kutzbar and Multi wide out won the jump. Executive got away nicely, and so did Mr. Marceau down on the inside. They were followed into stride by Eau de Toile, and making ground just behind them, Tranquil Bay. Brits Kingdom is back on the inside, tracking Mr. Marceau out of the straight. 3/4 of a length, the Broadway Rhythm, Saxon White, followed by Mr. Tasman. Next to last, Malgara, and Brother Peter dropped to the rear. At the crossing at the 2000 now, and Kutzbar sets up the pace, and it's fairly slick at this stage. He's 2 on Multi going to second. 2 lengths away, Executive on the inside, being covered the outer by Justice to All, and 1.5 lengths, Mr. Marceau. 2 lengths, Executive. Brits Kingdom is back on the inside, 2 lengths away. On its outer, Tranquil Bay. A couple off to Mr. Tasman, Broadway Rhythm. They're racing together. A length to Saxon White, Brother Peter, and Malgara's at the tail, some 20 lengths from the leader as they go to the 1600, which is still Kutzbar, and still the pace is nice and handy. It's Kutzbar, the front runner, by 2 on Executive, and a neck the inside is Multi. 3 lengths away, Justice to All. Mr. Marceau 2 off, getting a beautiful run and pulling its way up towards Justice to All. A length back is Eau de Toile. 3 off to Brits Kingdom on the inside of Tranquil Bay, Mr. Tasman. On Mr. Tasman's outside is Broadway Rhythm. A length to Malgara, Saxon White, and Brother Peter's the tail ender at the 1200 now, and Kutzbar is still 3 in front of Executive and Multi racing together. 2 lengths away, Justice to All. Mr. Marceau saving ground on the inside, goes up underneath Justice to All as the front division bunch a trifle. A length back Eau de Toile. They were followed 2 away by Broadway Rhythm. Brits Kingdom is working into the picture. So likewise as Mr. Tasman, Brother Peter, Tranquil Bay from Malgara, and Saxon White at the 800 crossing as the tail ender. Still it's Kutzbar the leader inside that 800 by 3 on Justice to All, 3 wide. Executive the centre, Multi the inside. Mr. Marceau's boxed up as Eau de Toile has gone up and he's outside. Brits Kingdom is back on the fence from Mr. Tasman, pulled out 3 and 4 wide, followed by Broadway Rhythm. The next one was Malgara on the bend from Tranquil Bay, and Saxon White the tail ender. Kutzbar heads up for home at the 400 by 2 lengths on Executive. Mr. Marceau's pulled off the rails. He's chiming into the picture. Eau de Toile's gone. Brits Kingdom and Broadway Rhythm under the whip, and Multi's on the fence. The leader is Kutzbar. Mr. Marceau is slowly overhauling him, followed by Broadway Rhythm and Mr. Tasman. At the 200, Mr. Marceau's drawn to Kutzbar. Kutzbar refusing to give in at the 100. Kutzbar's an act in front of Mr. Marceau. The weight's telling on Mr. Marceau. Kutzbar punched right out as too good, and Kutzbar leads all the way. Kutzbar gets the money. Toss up for second because Broadway Rhythm late on the scene has dived and made it a photo with Mr. Marceau for the minors. 3 lengths away was Multi, followed by Eau de Toile, Mr. Tasman, Brits Kingdom, Saxon White, Malgara. Tranquil Bay and Executive were next from Justice to All, and Brother Peter wound up at the rear.
Kutzbar makes it 4 in a row, leading all the way in race 5, the Journalist Plate at Randwick this afternoon. Number 4 and a photo for second between number 1, Mr. Marceau, and number 8, Broadway Rhythm.